March 25th, 2021 meeting of the Municipal Building Committee to order. I will read the governor's proclamation. It says, pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12th, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 18, and the governor's March 15th, 2020 order imposing strict limitations on the number of people that may gather in one place. This meeting of the Municipal Building Committee is being conducted by remote participation. No in-person attendance of members of the public will be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings as provided for in the order. A reminder that persons who would like to view this meeting while in progress may do so by turning into Westborough TV. If I could just take 1 second of a personal privilege here, I'd like to just welcome, I think Bob Brown is tuning in this afternoon, our former chairman. I made contact with him. He's doing very well. But I told Bob about the meeting, and he was going to join in to see what we've been up to. So welcome, Bob.
Great. Welcome, Bob. Yes.
Hi, Bob.
Hi, Bob. Hi, Bob.
Hi, Bob.
Hey, Bob.
Okay. So I guess we can turn the meeting over to Peter or Christy.
I can start. So just Sela's on. She's going to take minutes just so everyone knows Enza wasn't able to come. And I just wanted to thank everybody for doing this meeting at an off schedule time. The first thing that we wanted to, the first thing I wanted to take up is a waiver and settlement agreement between the town of Westborough, CBRE Heery, and also RAC Builders, and this is related to the clock tower work that was done. I sent this out this afternoon, but basically, if you all remember, we had some leaking in the clock tower following completion of the work at Town Hall. Ultimately, the town of Westborough did spend some money on fixing some drywall and things, but we did not participate financially in the solution to repair the clock tower. And so that's sort of what this agreement does. It completes the payment of that work through CBRE Heery. So this is not a request for payment or anything like that. This is a settlement agreement and basically like a release of claims. The Board of Selectmen has already voted on this, but we wanted to just make the Municipal Building Committee aware and just sort of have you vote also in support of signing this. And speaking with Jim Stewart, and I know that you all have kept an eye on this anyway, there's been no additional leaking since the work was completed. And so I think we've been satisfied to this point, so.
Okay, do we have a motion to accept the settlement as Christie proposed to us?
Yeah, I'll make that motion now.
Okay, Dexter made the motion.
Then I've got a question after. And
Okay,
make it seconded, and then we can
I'll
talk about it.
second that.
Who
Peter
seconded? Peter O'Neill
O'Neill.
seconded. Okay, any comments?
Yeah, I got a question. So this settlement then is, the town's not involved in it insofar as any financial payments. Is that right, Christie? It's between Heery and RAC?
So upon execution of the agreement, Heery would provide the final payment to RAC Builders for the work that was completed to repair the clock tower.
And
But
basically,
we are releasing them of any claims related to that work.
so it's a hold harmless agreement, kind of.
Yeah, so it's a settlement agreement and a release of claims. Yep.
Okay, all right, I'm good, Al.
Okay,
Thank you,
anybody
Christie.
else have any comments or questions? Okay, I don't see Ian. Is Ian on?
I texted him. He said he's getting on, so he should be on.
Okay, all right.
he
Well, he
did
wasn't
vote
here
for
for the
it
discussion,
on the-
so we do have a quorum, so we'll do a roll call vote on the motion and the second. We'll go Dexter,
Aye.
Jim Stewart.
You're
I think
on
you're
mute, Jim.
muted, Jim.
Yes.
Hey, Earl Story,
Yes.
Peter,
Yes.
Al Gordon, yes. So that's 5 present. Okay, go ahead, Christie.
So the second thing that I wanted to bring before you is the amendment to Harry's contract. This is actually something that you talked about in maybe November of 2019. And we, you had made a vote at that time. We had stopped using, I think we had previously contracted with 2 individuals from Harry, so Peter and Ted, and they were sort of full-time on the project. And the discussion that we had in the fall of 2019 was about the need for that and should it be more on an hourly basis. At the time, the committee had authorized up to a certain amount through, I think, March of 2020. And so when we got the amendment from Harry, it was during the pandemic, and I wasn't in the office, and so ultimately I wouldn't have been able to sign until after the amendment had sort of already passed. And so we worked with town council and with Harry to develop an amendment that would cover the entire time period rather than up to a time that we had already gone past. And so that's the amendment that you have in your packet. And so I don't know, Peter or Tom, if you want to speak a little bit more to that, or at least to the details of the amendment.
I'll let Peter proceed.
Okay.
Since he's doing the work, so. Anyway.
Well, thank you, everybody, this afternoon, and Christy for that explanation. But so yes, committee members, the OPM services for the Forbes building per the contract concluded all things October 31st, 2019. We talked in October, November of 2019 because the job continued forward. The committee authorized up to $30,000. At the time, we were thinking and hoping the project would have been completed by December 31st, 2019. As we know, it did not complete at that time. We continued into 2020. As the OPM, I kept working on the project in particular. I had some support at the office with Jolene. The $30,000, we continued to work against it, and that went in through March of 2020, give or take, at which time we just continued to work, and we've accumulated the cost. You probably have seen the letter that I sent to Christy back in January, which provided a breakdown of actual cost in 2019, then actual cost in 2020. And then we had estimated cost on line 10 for 2021, anticipating my time for, say, 16 hours per month for January, February, and March of 2021. And then I set aside arbitrarily 16 months in August of 2021.
16 hours.
I'm sorry, 16 hours. Thank you. I'm sorry about that. 16 hours in August of 2021 for what we call seasonal testing and commissioning closeout. Thinking and hoping the rooftop units are fully operational. And in the month of, say, August, when it's the hottest time of the year, we would be testing and commissioning for seasonal testing the rooftop units that they're producing proper cooling. So the 2021 is an estimated cost at 64 hours. And I'm going to say by the time Friday, April 9th, we would have consumed 42 of those hours. So we're still on track. Everything is still in order, but we would probably be pretty much done with all the hours, less the August hours, by the second week in April of this year. If that makes sense.
So does that mean you're going to stop in April until and lay off or do nothing until August, Peter?
No, we as the OPM CBRE, we work with Westborough continuously. I'm just letting you know that our estimated hours would be consumed by the second week in April. And if I need to continue to work because things remain unresolved or the rooftop unit discussion continues in deeper detail, I guess I would say I would like to have an opportunity to discuss additional services beyond what we're talking about today. To what extent, to be determined.
So if I can ask you a question, Al, I don't know, I haven't seen your picture here. I don't know what the
I'm here, Dex.
protocol is here, but, so then Peter, what about the finish date for the contract? Is there any exposure for Five Star on this?
Yes. Yes,
Are we
there is.
working, Christie, are we working on that?
Yes.
Okay, I don't know, that's all I need to know. All right, so you answered, I get the message, and I just to get clarification here, that's fine. All right, well, I guess we keep going then. If there's things yet to be done, and we're well outside the end of contract date, as far as I know, or the end of contract was back in 2 years ago, wasn't it, Peter?
Yes, October 31st, 2019 is when our contractual obligation concluded.
Not
but-
not yours, the Five Star.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, yes, there's concluded in 2019 as well.
Okay, all right, so as long as Christie's on top of this and working diligently, which I'm sure she is, then I guess we just got to keep going with Harry until we get this thing wrapped up.
And if I could add, committee members, I'm being as efficient as I can, knowing this is a delicate situation, as far as working efficiently as possible and minimizing the hours so we get the maximum impact. So just as a side note.
Oh, I expect you would, Peter. I wouldn't expect anything else, especially.
I know.
So
Thank you.
Peter, can you just clarify, so in the budgets that the committee receives every month, you've been carrying
Yes.
$50,000 for your contract, and this amount is just under 80.
Right. So, committee members, currently there's calculated to be $219,694.50 remaining in the project budget. Part of that number is comprised of, we have a value in there of $30,000 for OPM services and $54,600 for a claim by the general contractor for extended services. If 30,000 of this 79,000 is already included, that would mean an additional $49,796.56 would be drawn down from the 219, which would leave a balance of $169,897.94.
And that includes the claim by Five Star?
And that includes the claim by Five Star of $54,600.
Okay,
If I just put some math on the table, if that claim was considered invalid, we would add that back into the budget,
yep.
which would raise the number back to $224,497.94.
That doesn't mean you have to spend it though, Peter.
I don't spend anything without your permission.
I know. Just kidding.
So, Christie,
Just
what
make
do you
sure
need,
that
a
Tom's
motion?
watching you.
I
Chris, you
am.
need a motion?
I am.
Yeah, if you want to make a motion to, to approve executing an amendment up to this amount, or as presented. I mean, that would be great.
Okay, do we need to specify the exact amount, Christie?
You can
Matt, Christie?
Go ahead, Peter.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I would move that we extend the contract for an amount not to exceed $50,000.
The amount on the form is just under 80,000, Dexter.
Yeah, but we already had 30,000 appropriated, don't we?
No, it was just set aside on Peter's budget
Oh,
sheet.
okay, all right. Okay, sorry, I thought that was already included. All right, so then an amount not to exceed 80,000, Sheila.
Okay, we have a second to that.
Yes, I'll second that.
Okay, Peter O'Neill second. Do we have any comments or questions?
let's get this thing finished.
Exactly. Okay, hearing no comments or questions, we'll do a roll call vote. Dexter,
Aye.
Peter O'Neill,
Yes.
Ian,
Johnson, yes.
okay, Earl,
Yes.
Jim Stewart,
Yes.
and Al Gordon. Yes, that's unanimous.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, good.
Thank you for
Chris?
indulging me on an off-cycle meeting.
Is there
Ian
anything
loves
else?
it when I
we need-
schedule these.
Do we need anything else to address, Christie?
Nope.
Hey,
Katie, do you need my vote on the first one, or you guys had enough? I apologize for being late.
we had enough, Ian, so there was no problem.
I was fully in support anyway, so.
We knew you would be. But Ian, just to let you know, I think Bob Brown was listening in also. I talked to him earlier, and he was going to listen in today to the meeting. So we did acknowledge him earlier.
Yes.
Perfect.
Good to see Tom Ellis too once in a while.
Yes.
Absolutely. Hi, Tom.
Hi. And no, glad to be seen. So,
We knew Peter wasn't doing all the work by himself.
no, well, he is anyway. I'd like to extend my welcome to Bob Brown. It's been, I think I met Bob when we did the high school project back in, I think that started in 1998.
20 years ago.
Yes, more than that. So
Yeah.
it's probably 23 years ago. So anyway,
Right.
but yeah, they were moving a lot of dirt back then, and Bob and John Arnold definitely made sure that they were keeping an eye on that. So there's a whole bunch of stories on that one too. I'm sure Bob can remember that. So anyway,
Absolutely.
Well,
Absolutely.
Bob was my first Boy Scout leader and helped shape me into the person I am. Hopefully that's a good thing, but.
yes.
He was my first Sunday school teacher.
We're going to have a little roast or a toast here to Bob.
Anyway, a lot of good memories. Anyway,
Absolutely. Okay, I guess we have
Thank
nothing
you.
further then. Can we take a roll call vote to end the meeting? Dexter?
Move to adjourn. Aye.
Second it.
Okay. Second, and okay, yeah, Dexter.
Aye.
Okay, Ian,
Yes.
Peter O'Neill,
Yes.
Jim Stewart,
Yes.
Earl,
Yes.
Al Gordon, yes. So this meeting is adjourned.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you,
Thanks for
everybody.
putting this together.